well. Man, they can work, or at least they get warmed up.
That definitely to be the case. Foxes too. Western was absolutely battered.
Yeah.
Just really put on us too. Best of fun. So actually, there, I don't think we've had in Nolly actually an upset of one of the top 4 teams.
No, that's true.
By a qualified team.
But something I've noticed
close,
for the FACEIT Cup is that more and more like better and better teams are showing up for this cup. So like every month it's like, you know, more and more top profile teams. So it will happen eventually, and this might be the day. Right now Sunny is actually 21-9. The only other thing that's, I mean, Alu and Nico have 10 kills each, and that's pretty much it. Everybody else is below 10, and then there's all of a sudden Sunny with 20. That's some seriously scary stuff. I'm not sure what the internet problem is to the server.
Yeah, no idea.
Our internet is running, but it's like our connection to the server that's not running perfectly.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will get fixed.
We have 100 megabit up and down here.
Yeah, shouldn't be a
pretty
problem.
Sweet.
There we go. I managed to not get disconnected, but we see ourselves here in a 2-on-2 situation. I'm sorry about the issue, guys, but hopefully it will get sorted out soon enough. At least before we get into the next matches. There are a lot of matches coming tonight, so just get some popcorn, get ready. It's going to be fun. Here we go. Sunny will grenade down on Nico and Exart, taking down Insta. That'll be the 22nd kill for Sunny in just 14 rounds. The 15th is coming up now. Western Wolves in a world of trouble.
They are in more than a world of trouble.
And they don't have any money. They're buying for the final round here. They have 2 Deagles and a Mag 7. Really not
They made
good.
it happen yesterday. I think Pimp stood there in the face of 5 riflers and killed 2 or 3 of them with the pistol.
That's
and
true.
It's like, okay. And then they ended up winning that round and turning everything around. But I don't expect to see things like that very often. And there you go. A great Deagle work, but it is a trade as Sunny makes his way into the site. And really all they need to do is get that defensive setup on the site. And it's already going to be incredibly difficult with just pistols to take it over. So look at all the grenades they have. They have all the tools to work with to try to make sure that this round goes according to plan. So I'm not expecting anything crazy from Western Wolves in this last round.
Look at Alu actually just spawn camping. If this was a public server, someone would call him a spawn camper right now, but he's going to turn around. Actually, that was Sunny all the way from down middle here to take the shot on Nico and get himself a total of 24 kills in one half. That's very, very impressive. If he could do that in the next half too, people are going to be talking about it, and people probably already will be on various sites around the web. So very, very good stuff coming out. Definitely impressed by how well the Finnish team is playing right now.
Yep.
And Western Wolves, you know, we can try and make some excuses for them. Say, well, they have a stand-in and all that stuff. But Eisenbo is definitely not a bad player. I don't think we could blame him for this stuff.
Everyone who supports Western Wolves, touch your monitors. Let's combine our energies and powers to hope that they win this pistol round. Because if they lose this pistol round, they are done.
Yep. That is in fact what we're up against here. Pimp waiting, and he's going to get dropped by Alu. Just strafing the corner. Aggressive play from the Finns. Look at this. So they're on the counter terrorist side, and there's Sunny with the shot. Oh my god, this is not looking good right now.
This is looking very, very poor for them at the moment. But they are starting to equalize it a little bit. They do have Glocks. Let's not forget the Glock power. The power of the Glocks.
Yeah,
Let's see if it can be unleashed.
Glaive has got his 2nd kill so far. It's back to a 3-on-3. They might be able to put down the bomb here. They've got Reflex down in the spawn, just waiting at Alu. And Exart are pretty far away, so they will put the bomb down and get into some good positions. They have 1 flashbang on Eisenbo. Let's see if they could defend this. They need some really good shots off. And oh, Eisenbo, this is really smart play. He's going to be able to flank them on Catwalk because they're all coming up here. Insta needs to get at least 1 kill, but he won't. He's going to go down. And Glaive is in the pit. Eisenbo coming up from behind. This could still work.
Here we go. Back onto the site, the bomb.
Bomb is being defused right now. He needs to hit the shot Insta, and they were ready for it. How did they know? Nobody knows, but they did.
Oh, the Glock.
It's being defused.
Oh, Glaive!
That's an ace in the pistol round for Glaive in the final seconds of that defuse.
Oh man, Glaive.
Oh man, that was worthy of some replay style stuff as well. That was very, very cool.
That was freaking awesome. I want to see that just.
Obviously, the guy defusing did not have a kit, so that's why that was even possible. If he had a defuse kit, then that would have been the round done and the game done as well. Let's see what they could build off this. Pimp going crazy, taking 2 kills early on with the Galil. That's an ace in the pistol round. That doesn't happen too often, and if they could build something off of this, I don't know. I wouldn't rule this comeback out at all.
No, we shouldn't. But let's also look at the score. It is looking. I mean, they just need 2 more rounds, or well, 3 more rounds to win, and 2 more rounds to secure a draw situation, or rather an overtime situation. It's very, 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 very hard. The momentum has to be extremely good. Western Wolves have to off of that play from Glaive just to be reinvigorated in an amazing way. Well, and I mean, they should be able to get the next few rounds, next 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, the next 2 definitely.
And it's going to really be important that the AWP dueling, I guess, is going to be very crucial to keeping that going.
Yeah, but the thing is, the slightly crazy style of play that the Finns have been displaying so far, it works really well when you're on the terrorist side of Dust 2 because there's so much pressure on the CTs to get accurate information. And a lot of that information will be based on the idea that you've been playing against a certain style before. So, you know, traditionally, if, you know, you hear this sound, you hear those grenades, you see this push, then something is going to happen. And then all of a sudden, something completely different happens. But now the pressure is on ONLINERzz as well to try and figure out how do they deal with Western Wolves and, you know, because they are not going to be having maybe a very good setup. I imagine they'll be much weaker on the counter-terror side. That's going to be my prediction.
Yeah, let's see if your wise words come to pass. We do have 3 on, well, they are pistoling, so they're biasing 3 players onto long to maybe get that first pick, that weapon, that rifle. Because often people tend to peek into the longhouse just to see if they can catch something, and if you've got a bunch of players there, I guess that could be an easy way to pick up a quick rifle. And we've seen some great play with just a single rifle and a bunch of pistols on the team, so it's definitely a very valuable thing to play for. Reflex gets gunned down there, and upper dark as Western Wolves just slowly eliminate the threats. And they're going to make a move through the long house here. Can they bring down Eisenbow? I don't know. No, there it is. And
they will be able to, but they only get a Bison, I think, picked up for it. So it's not the end of the world. But they did drop a player early on here. Bomb is going to go down. It's 3-on-4 right now. Yeah, I kind of like what they were doing there online. Is trying to stack some people over in A-long. Makes a lot of sense to try and do that. Whereas Western Wolves, they played a lot of the eco rounds having people set up pretty standardly, like nothing strange, just 2 people in B, 3 people in A, and then spread themselves a little bit thinly. I always feel like that's a little bit boring, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so Glaive just brings down Karen to end the round right there. So 13-5. Okay, the numbers are going up for Western Wolves.
Yeah, but here's where the rubber hits the road. This is what it all comes down to now. Because if they lose this round, then Western Wolves are probably not going to be able to make it. They need to make like a straight run for it and just completely crush them and demoralize them, ruin their spirits. And
yeah,
that's what needs to happen. And it's not going to be easy.
And Alu and AWP cannot survive. They have to make that economic hit, a strong one, by bringing down that AWP no matter what happens.
That would be really nice. And Alu, speaking of him, he's up here in the position that I sometimes call the Fox position because it's Fox from, well, the former Virtus Pro who usually stands here. The great thing about this position is you get the shot and then fall back. Even if you miss it, you're almost in no danger. It's really, really a strong place to stand. So let's see if that's going to work. He misses the shot and instantly falls back. Doesn't want to get rushed down. But, you know, that's like a free trade there. Didn't really risk anything by doing it.
Yeah, that's always a good move. Those little players are always very, very strong. Could always turn around away for no cost. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. I like it. So it looks like Western Wolves are just playing for picks at the moment. They do have 2 in upper dark, and looks like they might do a split mid and B. Yeah, and actually the smoke's going down on mid, so Glaive is going to make his way through, and that's 4 men in upper dark. It looks like they're going to go in. Yeah,
Exar's actually in B here, the only one defending. There is someone coming in as well, and Reflex is going to get the kill. Reflex gets a double, but he goes down, so it's a 2-for-2 trade. That's not too bad if you're on the terrorist side here. Sunny's trying to maybe come in, but there's a lot of smoke going on.
And Eisenberg covering the window there. They're trying to get all the spots covered as quickly as possible. There is one. A 2 through the window. Eisenberg not able to cover it just yet. It's very cautious for all these angles. Not properly protected. And still, they do survive smoking so that the bomb can go down unhindered.
10 seconds, 9 seconds. They need to put down the bomb soon enough. And there we go. Alu's going to go down. Kuron dropping as well. That's a nice defense.
Eisenberg really, really did well there.
Yeah, he definitely did. And what I'm most surprised by is the fact that Insta is so low on the scoreboard right now. That's actually really, really surprising me because I keep on wanting to talk up Insta, and I'm just going to keep on saying it. I think he's a very, very good player, and there will come a day on this team where he's going to be rocking everybody. But apparently not today, or at least not in this match so far.
All right, so 13-6 the score. Western Wolves bringing their momentum into play, but how long can they keep it going? Nico is the AWPer for their team, and he's kind of there in the mid position looking at Cat right now, but little do they know just yet that they're all stacked in B, but they might be able to figure it out soon through the process of elimination. If they do figure it out, they can just switch to the other side to play a super safe, but what are they going to do?
They are going to go in here, and they're going to get the kills, all of them. Look at Insta getting a quick double like that.
Slaughter, man, that was just...
Going to get the triple as well. So finally coming in with some kills.
It's like the firing squad going in.
Yeah, and like that was actually a huge risk, just considering that they went into a bomb side where all 5 players were stacked. That could have ended horribly for Western Wolves, but they managed to pick everybody off without losing a single player. Now that is going to put the score at 7-13. So a 6-round difference now between these two teams. And ONLINERzz, they have bought once again here, but if they lose this round, it's the same situation as the one Western Wolves were in. They're back to saving, and look at this, peeking out Glaive. Should have X'd, absolutely got that kill on Reflex. That's almost inexcusable.
Yeah, okay, so right now, we have still a relatively... I mean, they have their weapons now. So Ali's there with the AWP. I'm very much hoping that he can make this count. He's not in the Fox spot, I don't think.
No, he's kind of close by.
Very close by. And maybe they can grab a kill onto Pimp here, who's kind of moving haphazardly up that Cat position. He's very close by the stairs now. If he can get something here, that's maybe going to cue his team to be able to push into this position as he's just punched in a hole. But there it is. Oh, brilliant reaction there from Pimp to pick off the headshot. And what is going to happen now? That means their positions have been compromised. They know exactly where Western Wolves are and what they want to do. And here they are going to go straight for it into the site. Can't get any more. Nico, beautiful headshot there, taking down one more player. They have 5 left alive. Western Wolves coming in with strength here off of Pimp.
Yeah, and here's kind of what we see a little bit of how difficult it is to rotate accurately or properly on Dust 2. And the Finnish team just, they seem, they're kind of made to look like amateurs in a round like this one. They don't get a single kill, and they always look at the wrong angle. You see Alu up in the spot there, up in the bomb site, looking over towards Catwalk, and then they come up long. Because it's so confusing when you're playing that, and he has very little information to work off of. This is where it really is important to have a stable team if you want to play the CT side properly, and just isn't working out right now. So FACEIT is in a 1-on-5 here, trying to hold on to this M4, because they won't have any money at all, and not even going to happen. Glaive, and that's a team ace. Everybody's chiming in. There's 1 kill for each player on Western Wolves. And now Glaive is actually up to 21 kills, really close to Sunny now with 25. So this is really already a pretty huge comeback from Western Wolves.
Yeah, this is looking very good for them. I mean, even though you look at the numbers, or if you don't look at the numbers, you say Western Wolves are just crushing FACEIT. It looks like they are very dominant.
Eisenberg spawned so close to Alon that he's going to go for the quick rush over. He has an M4, but not going to kill anyone just yet. Just spots out 1 person. Really wants to do that. That's a nice spawn. This is something we sometimes forget to mention, but on Dust 2 it really matters a lot where you spawn, especially on the terrorist side. Because they had a good spawn to rush B, but doing that is not really a viable thing in a competitive match, at least not in a rifle round. But they also
why would you say it's not viable in a competitive match?
It's almost tradition, I would say, on the counter-terrorist side to throw at least 1 smoke into the tunnels when you're coming into the bomb side on B. Gotcha. And if you run through the smoke on the terrorist team, then you're kind of, that's not going to work out. That's going to be a failure.
Gotcha, yeah. Or at least the risk is so high that it's worthwhile to take it. But look, actually a pick coming in onto Cat again. Sunny with the return, though, to stop that aggression, or at least slow it down somewhat, as Glaive makes the peek around. Oh, my goodness.
That was some quick execution from Glaive then. That was, I did a little bit of dangerous peek maybe, but he makes it work, and there's Glaive going down though to Alu. So now it's back to a 2-on-3 then. Not out of the woods yet. Alu coming around the corner, but Pimp waiting for him. FACEIT alone in a 1-on-3, but they're going to go and plant the bomb in the A bomb site. So this will be another round for Western Wolves without a doubt. And now ONLINERzz once again completely out of money. So it's going to be another eco round for them. And that will put it at almost certainly at 10-13 before they could even buy again. It might be even worse than that, actually. I'm not sure how much money they will have.
I think there was a similar situation like this before once where we had, although Western Wolves haven't done it quite yet, but where a team almost made an upset on one of the top 4s, and one of the ones that qualified during the week and wasn't an invited team, but it got snatched away right at the end. Mm-hmm. And is that happening again? Is Western Wolves going to be able to snatch this away from ONLINERzz after all their hard work on Dust 2?
Well, if you ever play, and maybe you guys in the chat too, if you ever play matchmaking, you'll notice something really strange, which is that because when you watch us cast these games, we'll say stuff like, well, Nuke and Train are really counter-terrorist favored maps, but when you actually play matchmaking, you'll realize that every map is terrorist favored, and that's simply because it's so much easier when you play with sort of less regimented, when you play less as a team and more individual. It's much easier to play on the terrorist side because the counter-terrorist side is so dependent on having a really good communication, and you need to make the right calls, you need to, do all that stuff. And so, I guess that's, and especially true on Dust 2, I think, more than any other map. So it works really well for the Finnish team once they're on the terrorist side, but on this side, it's not been working out so far. They had the one from us that they saved, and just some pistols.
Yeah, so things aren't looking good as they drop Sunny early in the round. And Reflex is going to make his aggression known on the cat. Oh, edging forwards are the Western Walls players. And Reflex is going to go out for the shots, but quickly will fall away as he realizes he's outgunned and outmanned. So not much happening just yet, apart from Sunny dying. But it looks like Western Walls are setting themselves up for a 3-man push on the long. And there's no one there. They're going to get themselves all the way up onto the site, whilst Pimp and Glaive hold on to mid and cat. So this is going to be, it should be an easy round for them.
The flash out and Glaive is going to go down. That could be dangerous. Look at that. They lose 2 rifles. And that this is really, really not good. Ixart's still hiding over here, and the bomb is going to go down. They don't have a kit either, so it might be worth it actually for them to not go for this, unless, yeah, they're smoked off as well. I was going to say if Kuron could come in there and get a really quick headshot, they might have been able to go for it. But without a kit, they would have to just rush in there, and that would almost certainly end in failure. Yeah, no,
it's smart. I mean, they don't have an amazing money situation, so by doing this, they can buy an AWP for one of the players. Like one of the players can buy an AWP and actually be able to get forward armor as well. Whereas if they lose the weapons, they won't be able to do that, and they're going to need that AWP to really formulate a proper defense towards the aggression that we've been seeing, and the amazing AWPing from Nico as well. You need to challenge that somehow. Nico's been performing pretty well.
I would not be surprised if we saw some really crazy aggression from the Finns this time, because now they must be getting a little bit pressured. It's 10-13 as we were hinting at earlier. That was going to be the situation, and Alu has indeed picked up an AWP, as you said. Saving that rifle meant that he could do that. So I'm going to be looking for this, and here we go. He's going to be boosted up. So actually, he's boosting everybody else up. So not him with the AWP, but instead going to be Sunny and Ixart coming up here. Oh, sorry, Kuron. Oh, look at this, they're going to get flanked. He will get the 1 kill, actually. So 1-for-1 trader. They're still pushing. Nico will take down 1, and they're in the middle, dropping to Nico, and all of a sudden it just falls apart. Yeah, so really aggressive play from the Finns. I think, even though that failed, I think that might have been the right move anyway.
Yeah.
Because this style that they've been trying to do, which is the standard setup, it isn't working for them right now. Western Wolves, they yeah,
they're better on the aggression for sure.
Yeah, and the communication, the sort of the rotation timing, all that stuff isn't working out properly for the Finnish team right now.
Yeah, I'm really sad that they didn't actually, like, one of them didn't jump over to lower dark and then approach from that approach up mid to T-spawn through there, because you might be able to catch, because the problem there was the crossfire, really getting caught from 2 sides at once. And had they managed to do that, they may have been able to avoid that and actually hold on to one of their lives at least. But never mind. I mean,
I think the plan was they had some people in the middle who were supposed to maybe peek in at the right time, but they were smoked off from doing that, so it kind of fell a little bit apart.
Yeah.
And Western Wolves also might have ended up in a pretty lucky situation where the people in the middle had already sort of made it all the way into the middle. They kind of, bypassed each other in the middle, in fact. So that's a little bit of a strange situation. Alu now trying to hold on. He's down to 16 HP in a 1-on-3 here. And smart play.
Then they are coming.
Yeah, he's going to hope to hide in a corner here and that they won't check. But
first he has to deal with Pimp.
No, but he's not going to shoot. He's hoping they won't check him.
That was really funny.
Playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
And he got found. Traditionally, you're not killed when you get found. But
surprised he didn't take the shot.
No, I mean, that made him, again, this is one of the situations where if you fail it, people are going to be laughing at you and they're going to say, that was stupid, that was silly.
But otherwise,
if it had worked, if Pimp hadn't checked that,
like, oh, it's not here.
That would have been a huge play from Alu. It's definitely the right thing to do. It's just so difficult to do. Alu in the middle with the quick shot. He spots someone else. And can he get the other one too? They really do need this round again. They're so close to ecoing once again. Glaive is going to take him down with a flashbang as well. Couldn't see where you were shooting.
Yeah, so Nico making his move down, and it's 13-11. They're coming all the way back here, and the money situation is starting to look very grim indeed for ONLINERzz as Pimp opens up the B-bomb site, and Nico, even though it is a 3-on-3, and Pimp is very low on health, they're going to be able to get the bomb down, or they should be able to get it down in time. Nico has to be fast. The grenades are going to help massively. Eisenbow's in a very important position. There it is. He does manage to get a pick. Brutal stuff there. So key from Eisenbow in that round. Sunny's the only guy left, and Pimp will fix that very easily, and that was a very well executed end of that round by Western Wolves to bring themselves to 1 point away from tying up the game 13-13. That is impressive, and that was very well executed.
Yeah, what Eisenbow just did, very many other people need to do. That, I mean, there's another map where people do this a lot, which is Mirage, leaving one person in the middle to stop any rotation from coming in. Even if Eisenbow had got no kills, but had just like fired a few shots and walked back, that would have kept those at least 2 or 3 CT players. Actually, they had to look back all the time. The fact that he got those 2 excellent AK shots off obviously makes a huge difference. But this is now things are really looking tough. They bought once again on the counter-terrorist side, but their money situation is looking ugly, and they're almost equalizing now. Western Wolves 1 round behind.
So looks like they're trying to play it slow at the moment, and Zarte's actually pushing into upper dark.
Yeah, but he's just been spotted as well.
And there is a bit of a dink action going on. You could hear that Pimp took some damage there, but Zarte's going to fall back, and so kind of back to the drawing board now. Nothing really happened there. I think Pimp realized exactly what happened to Zarte, that he fell back, and so they don't have to worry about any aggressive push there from the tunnels. So they're moving up now through Cat. There's 4 men. They're going to make their way on, and Karan has a lot of work to do. It's so key for Karan right now to get at least 2 men down with his defense. Can he do it? He's waiting carefully by the graffiti, and there it is. They're coming around the corner. He's giving away his position. They know exactly where he is, and he goes down for nothing.
That's not good. Oh, but they do take down Eisenbow, who was flanking down on A-Long, and they're Sunny with the shot. It's all of a sudden back to a 2-on-3. This is not going to be easy for Pimp and Nico to hold on to, but let's see if it will happen. Nico has the orb, and he's... Oh, it's a nice shot on Sunny. Can he get the next one?
Oh,
mid-air,
Nico!
and Pimp with the headshot, and that's the end of the round. Triple from Pimp. Absolutely brilliant defense from that position. Really strong shot.
Nico has been so on it from that 4-man clutch situation with the AWP to that as well. In the face of pressure, you can lean on Nico. Yeah. This guy is definitely performing with the AWP. You can see why he holds that burden for his team. Not able to get anything, but he did clip Zarte through the door there. So it's Zarte on a leg shot there, down to 39 health. So that's always helpful. And they're on eco as well. This is really bad for ONLINERzz after all of this.
They will take down one, but look at this Nico covering that rifle, making sure they can't pick it up easily. Such a smart player. Look at that. Karan trying to play a little game with him then, but it's not going to be working out in his favor. So Eisenbow does go down, and that's going to be a 1-on-4 here for Reflex, who did take a grenade early on in the round for 78 damage. So that's really brutal as well.
Oh yeah, and it's going to be 14-13 now as Western Wolves move ahead for the first time. It has been a long road, but they've walked it together. Arm in arm, they have managed to overcome a lot of obstacles, a lot of problems.
I mean, I can't imagine what it must be like if you were on Skype or on Mumble or Ventrilo or whatever they use for their voice communication. If you were on with Western Wolves right now, it'd be funny to hear how happy they are, because obviously finally taking the lead for the first time in the game, as you said, is going to be a huge thing for them. And now there's a double orb set up on the Finnish side. 2 orbs, 1 on Alu, 1 on Reflex. Can they find the shots here? Reflex down to 28 without even really spotting anyone or doing no damage at least. And Alu also getting grenaded on. This is not the start that they were hoping for, but let's see if he can't get the shot. He misses one and goes down to Insta through the door.
This is bad right now. Zarte and Alu have to cover for him as they try to move around, and Alu's going to try to spot there. He gets smoked though, and Glaive is very close to the doors, and Insta behind the Xbox there is looking at the angles. So just 3 left now for the counter-terrorists, having to cover all these holes and at the same time work out exactly what is going on. And Zarte's going to get some information. How is that going to help anyone though? Karan is sitting on the cat still, and Western Wolves are yet to make their move. There is a quick little flash into the mid and a smoke, so they could be going for something here. Insta's going to be pushing up cat right there, and Karan is flashed behind the stairs and nothing he can do. Alu's the one left now on the bomb site, and Alu's going to have to pull an eco right now with this AWP. He gets 1. He needs to get all the rest though. This 4 there, he gets, at least he managed to take down 2. He puts a dent in there, and now it's all up to Zarte.
And I think he actually tagged Nico. That was a double shot. It could have almost been a kill, but it isn't. And Xart's just going to be running away. Or Xarte is just going to be running away here. So that's going to make it 15-13. This is, I think that flash on Caron, I think if you could play that in slow motion, I think it actually might have hit him in the teeth. That's how close it was. Like, it was brutal to watch that. And I mean, at that point, you could just like let go of your keyboard and your mouse and just be like, okay, that's it, you know.
Yeah, hands held up.
It's like a 10-minute flashbang right in his face. And I don't know. Yeah, Xarte alone here. He's going to be able to probably save this one AWP unless Glaive could really do some sick stuff against him here. He's coming in for him. He actually spots him out. Oh, no.
That is very, very huge. That is because, like, you say, you know, looking at the story right now, we're like, oh, you know, Western Walls, they're winning and so on. But ONLINErzz had 13 rounds. If he kept that all alive, who knows what could have happened? But right now it's 15-13, and ONLINErzz are looking at best case scenario to get the overtime at the moment. And Glaive is spamming with his teammates on those double doors. Tagged. And Reflex with 19 health, and he's only got a FAMAS as well. He's already hating life. He's got a FAMAS, and now he's got 19 health at the start of the round. Yeah. Oh god, poor Reflex. And the bomb is dropped here, so they are just going to wait and see if they can get a little pick or two before making their move.
Yeah. This is really looking back quickly for the Finnish side. All of a sudden, into the boat, Eisenberg is going to be taking down Sunny with a headshot through the door as well. So that's him down in a matter of seconds. Alu also has no head armor. It looks like Western Wolves are going to be surviving the crazy Finnish team here and making it out of this best of one, which is definitely was not expected. I actually, you know, was hoping that they would make this crazy comeback because it's such a cool, you know, it's such a cool thing to watch. But 2 rounds on the counter-terrorist side of Dust 2 is by far not enough.
And they are also without MSL. And
yes.
They have, you know.
That's true. They don't have... I mean, we're making sort of excuses for them, saying, well, they don't have their full lineup. You know, maybe that's why they're not playing on top. But the Finnish side and falling at just a little bit short. I mean, all we're talking about is a few rounds that they could have had, and then that could have been the whole difference here. Eisenberg's going to go down as they try and come down through A long. Nico looking through the door. He's waiting for him. Misses the shot. So Caron taking 2 great kills.
Yeah, Caron there. He stopped the bomb getting through to A. Their bomb is cut off right now from the rest of the Western Wolf players. He has to cycle around. That buys ONLINErzz quite a bit of time, actually, to make a rotation. That was a great play from Caron to hold steady there.
It definitely does. But look at him jumping down. What a crazy play. And he's going to keep on shooting, and Glaive will get the shot. Caron, and actually the time runs out.
What?
It's 15-14. The time ran out. Pimp went for a crazy Superman jump down into the counter-terrorist spawn, and he actually got the kill. But Caron picked up a triple kill, and time ran out. They couldn't put down the bomb.
What? I am confused.
Oh my god.
Can I be confused?
Yeah, now is a good time to be confused.
Information.
Look at Glaive though, up to 27 kills with Sunny as well, but only 19 deaths to Sunny's 23, so he's really been stepping it up, Glaive, a lot. Man, I think Glaive is one of the players that has one of the best stats for one-on-ones and one-on-twos in the game. I think his one-on-two statistics is like 70% win. I think he's also one of the players that might have a better one-on-two statistics than he has one-on-one.
Oh, nice.
So like he's better under pressure.
Yeah, that's really cool to know. So
here we go.
My highlight of this match has been Nico, though.
I mean,
Nico's been insane.
Nico has been playing extremely well, but Glaive has also really been pulling his weight, and Sunny has had... There are just a lot of players who've been stepping it up round after round, so it's fun to see. Now let's see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
This could end 16-14, or we could be seeing overtime.
Yeah. All right. Let's have a look.
The one round that the Finns got on this half so far has been because the time ran out. That's almost unbearable, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. So they're playing it slow once again. We have Nico holding onto the bomb. It's not a typical play for the AWPer to be carrying the bomb, but he is doing so nonetheless at this current moment in time. I'm sure he'll palm it off to a teammate should they decide to make a move somewhere. But Eisenberg covering the A-long house. Insta trying to slowly peek his way around Cat, but not yet really delving to the site. There is the smoke down on Cat there, so not much for him to see, not much information for him to gain. And Reflex is hiding in a corner in mid, so there's no information to be had for Western Wolves. So they may just decide to just go now. It's 40 seconds left.
Wait a minute. Reflex Oh, if he'd peeked out, then he could have maybe peeked up Nico. It's so close, but obviously he can't know what we know. There we go. Without the X-ray, it's so difficult.
Nico and his teammate creeping around the corner. Reflex sees the grenade. He's going to find them a headshot. And Nico, great reactions once again. You can always rely on him in under pressure.
Yeah, and now he starts completely alone. They're all coming from 4 people, and there's a grenade right at him, and Insta's going to take him down. 4 on 3 now. Alu is still alive, and Nico should be going down here in the corner, and he will do. Nice shot from Alu. So back to a 3 on 3. Grenades are going to come, and the bomb is only just being planted, so they have some time. Insta's going to take the headshot, though, and let's see if the terrorist team can defend this one. They only need this 1 round, which is actually both true for both teams at this point.
Caron, finds the angle, but not quite. Well, very good peek. Insta, beautiful stuff there. Beautiful peeking play, and Sunny is going to go down. And there it is indeed.
Wow.
Wow doesn't begin to cover it, I'm afraid. You have to do a lot better than that.
I don't know what to say. I guess some sort of shout or something. Again, this is the point where we should be able to tab into to their Ventrilo and listen to what they're saying, because that's going to be a fun times. They're going to be happy, and they're going to be high-fiving each other.
Very close to an upset right there. Very, very dangerously close.
I don't know what to say. Western Wolves, they managed to make the comeback after a 13-2 first half in favor of the other team. They managed to make it all the way back, only dropping 1 round, which they dropped because the time ran out.
Yes.
So that's very impressive, especially on a map like Dust 2. If it had been Nuke or Train and they had made the comeback on the CT side, it would have been slightly different, but that was impressive. Yeah,
and I just want to remind people what are the teams are playing today, what games we could potentially be seeing, or what's going on. We should be moving into a semi-final game next, and so it's going to be Fnatic actually won their match against Octai 16-6, and that means Fnatic will be facing Western Wolves. So Fnatic obviously they adopted the Epsilon team. So if you're not familiar with that news, there you go.
That's going to be exciting. That's going to be best of 3 as well, I think.
Yes, it will be best of 3, and we have. On the other semi-final, Very Games sitting there. They did 16-2 against Zut, and Faculty and Refuse have yet to finish their game. So Very Games are waiting for the winner of Faculty and Refuse, which probably will be the DreamHack Valencia winners and Faculty.
Yeah. That's going to be really fun. There's some good games coming up, and we'll try and see. I'm not sure which one we'll cast yet. I guess we'll figure it out as we go along.
Yes, exactly.
We'll probably have some sort of short break before we get on the way with the next match.
Yeah, indeed. So, guys, let's go to a break then, and we'll come back with more awesome Counter-Strike action here for our July Championship finale. So we'll see you very soon. Welcome back, one and all. We have a lot of crazy Counter-Strike action happening here today. Almost an upset, but Western Wolves prove once again that they have what it takes under pressure. And we should be moving on to the semi-final match next, which will be Western Wolves versus Fnatic. So that's going to be pretty interesting.
That's definitely going to be fun to see. I mean, it's been on everyone's mind for a long time what will happen to Fnatic. Obviously, they dropped their old team, and there was a few weeks when there was a mild state of panic in the community, because then also Na'Vi kind of died and Virtus Pro died and Astana Dragons rose, and just a lot of questions being asked and no real answers, and everyone was wondering, well, what is going to happen? Because the other choice that I think was on a lot of people's minds were actually that maybe Fnatic was going to pick up either Copenhagen Wolves or Western Wolves as one of their two teams, but they went with Fnatic, which is now an all-Swedish team, with Modi as I think the in-game leader and a lot of young players on that team. I think that's actually a very smart choice. Not that Western Wolves and Copenhagen Wolves wouldn't have been a good choice either, but I think the fact that they are the players on Fnatic, or on the new Fnatic team, the old Epsilon team, the fact that they're so young probably means that Modi as an in-game leader and Fnatic as an organization has a chance to really mold them into the kind of players that they would like them to be.
Yep.
So we might see a Fnatic team, I expect, that might be a little bit sort of, it might be a bumpy road early on, but I think they could do really well. And let's not forget that this is the team that finished second at DreamHack and the Swedish SM Cup. So they're not, it's not that they're bad players on experience, but I think they could go a long way.
Interesting stuff. And what do you expect from the map choices? Because they're actually doing that right now. So, because we will get into the game as soon as we have the game, but they are just doing the map selection process and stuff at the moment. So that's what's happening.
Because they're Swedish, I expect Fnatic at some point to be trying to get Mirage into the pick. I would expect that. They might try and stay away from Train altogether. And then it could be anybody's choice. Might be Inferno as well, just because I'm not sure they are confident that Western Wolves are playing that map too well. They did beat LDLC on it, so I don't know. They must have probably watched the matches yesterday, so they have probably some information about what Western Wolves are up to when it comes to map choices, and they probably know anyway, because then, that's just the sort of stuff, I guess, when you play at a high level. But it's difficult to say. I think Nuke and Train would be two maps that I would try and avoid, but they can't obviously veto all the maps. So,
no. So do you think that Very Games are the favorites here today? Winning EMS 1 is like they're very, very good at the moment. So would you call it? I mean, Western Wolves have, they have a standard. They don't have MSL playing. Do you think that it's
and
that's kind of gonna
picked up? That's the thing.
It's like hamstring them a little bit.
Yeah, I think Western Wolves are going to take some time to fully sort of mold their team into the team that they want. Because even this is the thing this is the mistake that a lot of people make sometimes. They say, oh, well, why if they added Guardian, then it would be a better team, because Guardian is one of the best players in the world probably. So that makes sense if you think about it for only a few seconds. But then then when you realize, well, actually, it probably takes a long time to get used to playing with a new player and all that stuff.
It's like on paper, but then that's the whole point of the on paper thing. It's like, well, okay, you put these players on paper, but what can you can quantify quite easily how good they are individually. But then there is it's like, what is their personality like? Are they type A, like whatever, like, and
even if
how do they interact?
Even if everything works really well, just the time it takes to play long enough with someone to make sure to really feel like you can, like, because you can say a lot of stuff about, where you make the calls. You say, well, they're coming down this, this corridor or this passage or whatever, and that's all fine. But the next level of communication is kind of the point where you don't really need to make all those calls. You can just sometimes rely on people to know intuitively what it is what's going on the map. And obviously, all pro players do know that to some extent, but it's important to be playing with a really strong team for a long time. I mean, one of the reasons probably why NIP is so strong right now is because they've had the same lineup for forever.
I mean, this seems to me to be a very surprising quality of Counter-Strike, but I don't know how much I can really be surprised, because as far back as I can remember, like a decade ago, it was always like this. It was always like this with Counter-Strike teams, like folding and emerging with different lineups, maybe two players the same, maybe three, maybe one. Well, one the same doesn't make sense, but you get the idea. It's always been like that. And in a game, as you just said, which perhaps requires maybe the most cohesion as far as the personalities go, and having the experience with one another to like truly. Because I remember when I was playing high level in Quake, like TDM and stuff. If I was like sticking with lineups for quite a long time, I could sit down and play with that player, and I know exactly what he's doing at all times. Just without talking to him or knowing anything, I just know.
Yeah, that's really important. It's also, I mean, it's a different experience playing like that. And if you have a team out there, then I think the best advice is to stick with it. Like, clan jumping is frowned upon for a reason, and it's because it's so hard to take anything seriously when you're not stick with the same team for a long time, and stuff will happen eventually.
Yeah, and a lot of people also don't value people who, let's say, aren't they're not mad fraggers, for example, or they don't get the top scores or something, but they maybe have like a very important role, but it's just a little bit more hidden, and those people don't get valued as much. It's like, but if we put this guy and this guy together, so and remove you, we have like an amazing team.
Yeah.
So no, this guy's awesome.
That's definitely, and it's really hard to even fully appreciate. I think we'd probably have to try and sit down and talk to a whole team. If we could do like a full team interview and say, well, how does it actually affect one person? You know, how does that one person who is the, I think people sometimes say the support player because it's like a borrowed word from League of Legends or Dota 2. But you know, it's an adequate sort of thing. You know, you say you're not the guy getting the most flashy kills and stuff, but you might be playing a really important role. Hard to explain exactly how that works out without having been in that situation. It's like it's a feeling that you get when you play for a long time. But I don't know. Western Wolves, because Fnatic, first of all, they're in a new organization, and because they have Modi instead of, well, when they won DreamHack, they had Sentries, the Norwegian player, in. So because they have Modi, who's a very, very good player, but they're not maybe that used to playing with each other, and then Fnatic, Western Wolves, they have Isenbo and Insta. It might actually end up being a really, really, really interesting match simply because both teams are probably going to be a little bit shaky.
Okay, so that's a nice anticipation or expectation what will happen. And I do believe that the player, I mean, they're trying to set up the server and the maps and stuff, so it's apparently a little bit awkward. So what we'll do is we go to a very short break, so you guys can go and refresh yourselves, go to the bathroom, whatever. You won't miss a thing. Don't worry. We'll be right back after this quick break.